How do we deal with injuries and physical pain? I go immediately into beat myself up mode. It's my fault for not being more fit, for having whatever accident, and I just torture myself in my head. I know this is a bad idea. It's a habit I would like to change. It makes whatever I'm suffering worse. So I had a fight with a vacuum this week. The vacuum won. It was a nice big Hoover upright. It's one, I loved it. The attachments are on it, retractable cord. It's everything I like, except it corners terribly and it's heavy. And I got impatient. It wasn't, I was pushing it and it wasn't moving as fluidly as it should. And I was just like, got mad. And I hurt this, whatever this is, all the way up. And, I thought it would be for a day. No, it's been quite a few days of suffering. Yes, I did go to the chiropractor. He worked on me and recommended heat and cold and maybe get a lighter vacuum. So I gave the evil vacuum, the attacking vacuum, I gave it away. And I have a much lighter, easier to use vacuum. But the habit of just blaming myself. What kind of households were we raised in where our immediate go-to is, you're so stupid. You could, if you were more fit, if you hadn't done this, if you had more money, you could have bought a better vacuum. Well, if you had a Dyson, and that's just your fault because you're not making enough money to buy an $800 vacuum, and this is why you're injured. Oh my goodness. See, mindfulness is to notice that voice and let it be. And no, it's not the truth. There are other voices to listen to, such as the thank you voice. Thank you that I could use my left arm for a while. Thank you that I had $100 on hand to buy a new vacuum. Yes, I only buy $100 vacuums lately. They just get very clogged, and it's better to just give away the old one. See, because of them, right? Because of the cat hair and the cat litter. Anyway, the self-blame. No go. No go. No good. What is the other problem we have when we get injured? When I say we, I'm talking about me. It's more like the royal we. But some of you identify with me and have similar experiences, so that's why I say we. Is the inability to let other people do things while we can't. There's the, you have to rest without feeling like guilty about it. Like you should be doing something. That's me. I'm like, well, I mean, it's just my arm. I could easily be doing this, 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 and this. There's that. There's the inability to stay still and heal. And there might be a block letting other people do things for us and on our behalf. I see households, mine would be that if I had someone else living here, where you have a certain way you like things done. Certain way of putting garbage away. I have to wrap my garbage because what if it breaks open? I have had things spill all over my feet when wearing sandals, taking out the garbage when something leaked. I wrap my garbage in newspaper. I don't put things in the sink until I've wiped out the food, or else I have this little, food catcher in my drain, and the sink will fill up when that gets full. It's just, please don't help me clean up. Please just, unless you can follow directions. But by the time we're cleaning up, if I have friends, I don't know what he's hunting out there. That's Star-Lord. We're a little loose. We've had a little wine or something, and, I don't want to ruin everyone's good time by saying, scrape out the food before you put the dish in the sink. Or the can you get me the such and such? No, not that one, that one. No, over, obviously the one that's already open. Oh my God. Like that? It's complicated being injured and not being able to take care of yourself, relying on other people. So what do? We try to do it ourselves and we injure ourselves more. This is a problem. In order to rest an injury, we have to be able to do other things. So let's say, a lovely student of mine, she does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and she injured there's a small tear in her meniscus. That can be very painful. I've had knee issues for the past 20 years. I understand. And if you're an athlete like she is, she rolls, that's what they call it, rolling. Having a knee injury, there's certain things you can't do for a while. So she can do her drills, but she's not, it's not sparring, but you know what I mean. Grappling. But it's making her sad to not be able to do something she was just able to do last week before the injury. So who are we when we can't do the thing we like to do? Can you imagine a ballerina, a professional dancer, even a professional martial artist? There are certain things you can't do as you get older, most likely because you have multiple injuries. And if that's who you are, so I am a dancer, I am a martial artist, I am a competition sparring taekwondo artist. That was an awkward phrase, taekwondo artist. You know, martial artist who does taekwondo. Or someone like her who grapples. If that's part of who you are and now you can't do that, that's an adjustment. Now, I'm not saying it's an easy one. What if I couldn't teach for some reason? I mean, I would find a way. I'd come on here and teach, but it's not the same as being a professor in a university or a community college classroom with, the credentials, with the confidence of the institution to teach. What if I lost that? How would I decrease without my identity? And I've had illnesses in the past. I think I missed one semester of teaching after the sepsis many years ago. I was miserable. Not only was I sickly and weak, I was so deeply sad. What if I can't get back to the classroom? Who would I be if I'm not doing that? Who am I? It's a crisis of identity. An identity crisis. That's a phrase. So what do? What's the solution? To practice mindfulness, gratitude, and to take on the habit of being okay with whatever life throws at us. That's just the hardest thing ever, and I know that's the solution. But I know it's not an easy one. To put an emphasis and a spotlight of what we can do. I'm reminded in Islam, the idea of charity, zakat. The companions asked the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, well, what if we don't have anything and we can't do charity? We can't give, money or goods to people in need. And the Prophet said, well, go to work, earn money, and then you can give some of it away. Well, what if we can't work? Well, you can teach. You can use your voice and you can teach. You can teach charity. Well, what if we can't do that? Well, then even a smile to another person can be charity. Well, what if we can't do that? Well, then guard your thoughts and have them be kind and merciful toward others, and even that can be a charity. So we can practice these things, and they can be very satisfying when we're trying to get better, when we're sick or injured or in pain and we need to get better. Tolerating pain, well, that's a different story. I don't do well with, oh, no, I do well with that. Because I do it too long before I will take a little something, a little ibuprofen or something. Heat, cold, whatever you could take over the counter or what a doctor prescribes, please do it. After my knee surgery, I had both my knees replaced. My orthopedist says, please take the painkillers because you have to rest. You just had major surgery. I sawed your bone in half. Please rest. I can't. I have to clean this. I have to do that. No, you don't. Get a friend to do it or leave it undone. Take your painkiller and sleep so you can heal. And the moving you're doing should be your physical therapy. You want to do something? Do the thing that the doctor or the physical therapist prescribes you to do to help make the thing better. And when that gets too hurty, then exercise muscles that are well. Find something you can do. How do we handle the people don't do things the way I like them done? You just tolerate it. Just tolerate it. That's the way it is for now. When I'm better, then I'll do it my way. Or calmly teach the person how you want it done. It depends on the situation. If somebody coming to help you for an afternoon, just tolerate the teacup placed in the wrong spot in the sink. If it's someone who's going to be with you a while, say, well, you know how I do it? This is how I do it, and I find that it makes things easier because blah, 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 and explain it in the kindest possible way. And maybe they'll do it your way. Don't beat yourself up in your head. You didn't get hurt because you're stupid. It was an accident, most likely. And even if you were stupid, it's still an accident. You didn't mean to get hurt somebody else. Just catch yourself. Say, oh, there's that voice in my head again telling me how careless I am. Okay, let's just let it be. It is what it is. Now, what can I focus on that makes me feel good? Don't battle the voice. Just be like, oh, here's that voice again. I know that voice starts to yap, whenever I've suffered an injury. I talked about self-love the other day and what that means. And I'm telling you, if you don't like the practice of self-love because you think it's narcissistic or selfish or whatever, understand you cannot love another until you've loved yourself. And it's so hard. That phrase for me, to love myself. Oh, goodness gracious me. It is so loaded. I'm easier with self-respect, self-reliance, integrity, things like that. But love thy neighbor as thyself. So it's a commandment that will lead to harmony and peace on earth. And that's what I'm all about. If we have harmony within, then we will create a world of harmony and exploration and sharing, pro-thriving, pro-happiness, ways that we feed and clothe and educate people and raise everyone's awareness and share in community. We can't do that if we're not at peace with ourselves. Without self-love, all of that cannot happen. So your self-love is actually charity. All right, please rest if you're injured. Exercise parts of your body that are not injured. Be patient with yourself and let other people serve you, even though that's uncomfortable. And know that the pain, whatever you're suffering, won't last. Everything changes. Everything turns into something else. So be patient. And please hit the like button. Leave me a comment, even if it's just a heart. It helps me get the word out. Let's create a peaceful, happy, cooperative world together and heal from within so we can heal everything without.